The recruitment officer's secondary appendages twitched with barely suppressed amusement as he reviewed the application on his data slate. Officer Kelvin Thrain of the Galactic Security Corps had seen thousands of applications in his 40 cycles of service, but this one was different. This one was hilarious. "Let me understand this correctly," he said, his vocal synthesizer translating his clicks and whistles into standard Galactic. "You want to transfer from the Human Resources Department to the Monster Division." The human female standing before his desk nodded once, sharp and confident. Her name was printed clearly on the transfer request, Olivia Fletcher. She stood at what the humans called 5 feet and 6 inches, which was laughably small by galactic standards. Her brown hair was pulled back in a functional knot, and her dark eyes met his with an intensity that made Kelvin's dermis prickle uncomfortably. "That's correct, sir," Olivia said, her voice carrying that peculiar human accent from the region they called Boston. "I believe my skills would be better utilized in active field operations." Kelvin's mandibles clicked together in what any species would recognize as barely contained laughter. The Monster Division was where the Galactic Security Corps sent its most elite hunters to track down the galaxy's most dangerous criminals, rogues, and creatures. It was where Vraxian berserkers patrolled, where Klendathu hive minds coordinated devastating strikes, where Thoraxian apex predators used their natural advantages to hunt prey across star systems. It was not where you sent someone from Human Resources who spent her days filing grievance reports and organizing team-building exercises. "Ms. Fletcher," Kelvin began, trying to inject some gentleness into his tone, "the Monster Division is extremely dangerous. The mortality rate in the first standard year alone is 43%. The creatures we hunt are not metaphorical monsters. They are literal threats to galactic civilization. Some of them can tear through starship hulls with their bare appendages. Others can manipulate matter at the molecular level. And you want to leave a comfortable office job to chase them. And GT, yes, sir. And GT, no hesitation. No doubt. Just those 2 words delivered with absolute certainty." Kelvin leaned back in his chair, which groaned under his considerable weight. He pulled up her file with a gesture, watching the data scroll across his slate. Olivia Fletcher, age 28 by human reckoning, 3 years with the Galactic Security Corps, all of them in administrative positions. Performance reviews were glowing. Her supervisor noted she had an unusual ability to mediate conflicts between wildly different species. She had once talked down a Vraxian who was about to disembowel a Keldrathi over a parking space dispute. Impressive, but not exactly combat credentials. "Your file says you have no combat training," Kelvin noted, scrolling through the records. "No weapon certifications, no tactical experience whatsoever." And GT, "That's not entirely accurate, sir." And GT, Kelvin's primary eyes focused on her, while his secondary eyes continued scanning the file. "Though, please enlighten me. Before I joined the Corps, I spent 6 years as an emergency dispatcher in Detroit. That's a city on Earth. I handled everything from domestic disputes to hostage situations to active shooter scenarios. I learned how to stay calm when people are screaming. I learned how to read situations and people faster than any computer algorithm. And I learned that the most dangerous monsters aren't always the ones with the biggest teeth. Kelvin's amusement faded slightly. There was something in her tone, something hard and cold that didn't match her small frame or her administrative background. I see, he said slowly. And you think those skills translate to hunting creatures that can crush you without thinking twice? I think those skills translate to not getting crushed in the first place. Olivia replied. Sir, with respect, I've read the incident reports, I've processed the casualty notifications. I've seen what happens when hunters charge in thinking they're superior. Strength or weapons or natural advantages are enough. The successful hunters are the ones who think, who adapt, who understand their prey. That's what I do. That's what humans do better than almost anyone in the galaxy. We improvise, we adapt, we overcome. Kelvin felt a chill run through his carapace. She was quoting the human military motto, and she meant every word of it. He should reject this application. He should send her back to her nice safe desk where she could continue her stellar career in administration. The paperwork alone to transfer her would be a nightmare, and when she died in the field, which she almost certainly would, there would be an investigation. And someone would point to this moment and ask why he approved such an obviously terrible assignment. But there was something about her. Watch the full video on my Spotify channel. Click the link in the description below. And GT.